welcome to Terra Nova. This week we are back and on Bold's channel. Bold, as you may have remembered if you follow the series so far, created this beautiful Terra Nova Mars experience for us in Planet Zoo. We had a chance to take a walk through with Drew on his showcase last week, and if you've been following the series, we've now, I believe it's been 11 weeks since we've actually built content for you. So we do hope you're enjoying it. This week, I am, of course, on with Bold, who hopefully will have a powerful enough internet to, for at least allow us to hear Bold. Are you there?
I think so. So yeah.
So Bold is
Hamster
there.
internet.
She's definitely there and can hear us. It's just like she said, she does have a little bit of a lag due to her quote unquote hamster internet. And of course, we're with the Basic Builder.
Hello, everybody.
So if you haven't been paying attention, our Mars colony just really blew up. And not literally, of course, blew up as far as expanded and grew and is growing. Before we really get to all the amazing stuff that Bold's created for this week, I just want to give a big shout out to the entire Terra Nova team. So of course we have Bold, who, as you know, we are on her channel this week for her episode and her build. Then we have Poison Blade, we have Basic Builder, who's on with us today. We have Zekin, we have Leaf Productions, we have Niccolas LionRider, DanCreates, BongoHardwood, Syrrael, and Beezy. All right, so Bold, let me ask you something. When you were first looking at Nick's very empty Africa dome, which is a beautiful, big, beautiful creation or had nothing in it, what did you want to do for this week's build?
Well, the first thing I wanted to do was fix the inside of the Savannah dome because it was pretty basic. So it's definitely had time to grow and get lush now. As well as I just did some tidying up and cleaning up some of the older stuff, as the colony has been around for quite some time. They wouldn't be necessarily using all the older stuff, and the stuff that they are using is now connected to the colony. And then we have a big surprise for later.
We do have a big surprise, and it's become a running joke of the Terra Nova group. But Nick, very smartly was thinking when he had prepared himself for his own episode, was like, how the hell are, these colonists going to get a freaking elephant onto Mars, let alone, not even transport to Mars, but, from whatever carrier onto, the surface of Mars and into a dome. So we still have, I believe, unless Bold deleted it, we still have Nick's big black box.
That thing has to stay forever. It's like the running gag. I'm gonna blueprint it in case he ever deletes it.
It's basically become a box of, I would like to, I would call it like Noah's Ark. It's kind of like Nick's Ark, but in like the best way possible. And of course, that's not a biblical reference for anyone
Yes.
Paying attention at home. That's very much a Planet Zoo reference. Which we're making it right now. Basic, tell me, what are you thinking of how the Mars colony has expanded since your very first build with the Research Center?
Well, I think it all really started out small, but then when Dan came in and built the vet clinic, it kind of really just blew up from there. And then Poison Blade got a hold of it, and he's always challenging people, so it's really blown up since then. The builds are getting big, with the skyline going on, with the Cosmodrome that I had built. But overall, it's been a lot of fun, and I like the path that it's going.
That's awesome. Speaking of which, and it kind of, I don't know exactly how it came about. I know we have a lot of very competitive and very motivated builders on the team, but there seems to be a little competition growing amongst the team, specifically amongst I feel like Poison Blade kind of put it on himself, where he's like, I want to build more than Nick, but also taller than Dan. What do you think of this little competition we have going, Bold?
It's funny that you say that, because as I was building my tower, I ended up making it shorter just for the sake of the skyline of this whole city. But I was like, I should make it just like 1 meter taller than Beyblade's, just because it would be hilarious. But then the whole building looked really disproportionate. But yeah, I think everybody is really just pushing each other. The last person, for sure.
Yeah, it's very nice to see that people are motivated in different ways, whether it's just like purely like building modern, building something different, getting out of someone's comfort zone. It's really interesting to see sort of where people are getting their inspiration, as well as just where people are taking their motivation from, because as you guys know, Bold and Basic, the life cycle, or the cycle of Planet Zoo, is we get the DLCs, then there's like 3 to 4 months of it's quite quiet, and then it upticks again. We get the reveal, the announcement, we get the DLC release, and then it's quiet again. And yet Terra Nova's continue now. I think it's been through 2 DLCs, so it's very nice to see where people get that inspiration from, especially when Planet Zoo may not be like the hottest game in your collection at that moment. So that's really nice to see. Basic, I want your thoughts. When Poison Blade came and put his little city in there, and then he told you it was part 1 of 2, what did you think to yourself?
What a bastard. No. I mean, honestly, though, I wouldn't expect anything less of Poison Blade. He's a fantastic builder, very talented, and it's just when I got the map from him to, go in and start my build, I stole a lot of stuff off of his buildings, so in the end, it worked out well for me. So. But no, Poison, he's a very good builder, and just glad he's with the group. Yeah, wise words for sure. When he had told me, especially after he showed us sort of like part 1, it's like, how the hell are we going to open this map when he gets his hands on the second one, after like this very like competitive vibe? And then Basic, you had told me your Cosmodrome was like 17,000 pieces. Yep. Wasn't intending for it to be, but yeah, it turned out to be about 17,000 pieces. But it takes up a big footprint. So
yeah, no, for sure.
It takes a hot minute to load into this.
So which takes longer? And I feel like I know the answer, but just because I obviously love Sienna, is it still Sienna that takes longer, or is Terra Nova slowly catching up to that delay time in opening a map? Bold?
Sienna is like, start loading it and go get a coffee and a snack and come back and maybe it'll be done.
Okay, so we're not quite there yet. And Bold runs her Planet Zoo off of a very high performance laptop, and she apparently can still open Sienna. So fingers crossed that we'll be able to still, all of us, open Terra Nova for a hell of a long time. Okay, Bold. So as far as the the interior of Nick's Africa Dome, as Basic sort of takes us through what you've done to it, what were you thinking as far as coverage for basically a biodome, an African biodome? Especially considering the new African pack, DLC pack we had just gotten, like 2 weeks ago. To really filling out this landscape in terms of something lush, something beautiful, but also something that's not necessarily over the top crazy, because obviously theoretically terraining on Mars would probably be a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, for sure. So I tried to pick kind of hardy plants, but also a variety of plants, because I assume that companies like NovaGen would be trying to preserve plant and animal genetics from Earth, just as a fallback for if anything catastrophic happened. So there is a variety of plants, and it is quite a bit more lush than the last time we saw it because it's had, a few decades to grow in now. And we've got the elephants and rhinos and meerkats from the pack.
Yeah, so that's really great to think about how you considered your sort of like main project, your main sort of new entity to the colony, along with what you were doing here. And I know it's spoilery as far as this episode because we're going to get to it. But what exactly is NovaGen?
So NovaGen would probably be the main company, or one of the main companies that would be funding this, and they're a genetics company. So they would be working on preserving the plants and the animals, and I'm sure that they, with all the black and steel in their decor, they probably are also delving into human genetics or something creepy like that. It's basically the InGen of our world.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Very sci-fi, perhaps a little bit creepy as well. Basic, what do you think about a company like NovaGen putting their footprint potentially, and now, in reality, in this map of ours, they've basically constructed part of our, city skyline, as it were.
It doesn't bother me one bit, to be honest. I mean, with a project this kind of, to this scale, you got to have the funding, whether it's privately funded or through a massive corporation. So, funds got to come from somewhere.
So Bold, is it like possible to think that maybe there's some evil or some mysterious happenings afoot in the future of Terra Nova?
I would not rule it out that not everyone here is here with good intentions.
Ooh.
I just feel like they're maybe not as wholesome of a company as they're putting forth in their billboards.
See, that's very interesting, and for those that have watched all of our episodes or most of our episodes to date, and thank you for that. But as or as you hopefully have gathered by now, all of the builders, when they're building for Terra Nova during their week and sort of how things have progressed. I and the team, we agreed early on that there's a story. We want to flesh out a story as part of our building. When we had Basics building the Cosmodrome last week, the story there is that we had to get some colony land, motorized vehicles, both to whatever space station exists, and especially to travel around Mars, as he had, very, well depicted in his episode. So it's nice to see that the story's been really unfolding for us from week to week, which is honestly great. A quick story, and I just told these two as we were getting set to go here. When Bolt showed me a little sneak peek of the NovaGen, I'm like, NovaGen sounds so familiar. So I started Googling NovaGen because I'm like, I'm thinking that this has to be like a Marvel or like a DC thing, and like, damn if it is, we're getting sued. We're for sure getting sued. So anyways, it doesn't seem upon a quick Google search that NovaGen was really anything pop culture before, so I think we're okay. But like, I was like, for sure we're getting sued. So good thing we're not. I guess Bull did the research, which is nice. Hopefully
the meerkats are over by the waterfall if you want to peek at them.
Yeah, we would love to peek at them.
Yes,
so hopefully Bold applied for the NovaGen trademark here on Earth so that we can now take that name and do what we want with it because it's a really cool name. We're taking a peek at the beautiful meerkats.
Out of the hole.
If you haven't seen P Blade's latest rant about meerkats, I would recommend you don't watch it. If you
Cats are really cute for the first 500 holes they put in your habitat.
Yeah. Seriously. On Poison Blade makes some good points. I know other creators have said different things about what the the feedback on the African DLC pack, but I don't know what you guys have to think or what you guys think about the DLC. But as far as the animals go, and we're not obviously seeing all of them, but what do you think as far as like the quality of animals that Planet Zoo gave us in this African DLC?
I think it's the best pack so far. The animals look the most real, I think, that they ever have. The animations are great, and it's by far the best building pack, I think.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree to that. I mean, hands down, this is by far my favorite pack. The animals are awesome. I haven't built for every single one of them yet, but the building pieces are just, they're so, you can use them in just about any style of build, really and truly. I've been sharing some things with Bold throughout the week, and she's like, "Where's this piece? I'm going to blueprint it all." So, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like definitely the versatility of this pack I think might outdo other packs, perhaps similarly or even better than the aquatic pack, just as far as like the versatility of parts, as you guys were alluding to, like the pieces, I mean. But these meerkats, as we get close to the little family that Bolt's created, like they are super cute. And one thing, that Planet Zoo, you got to give credit for, for all their faults, they do make some mighty cute, animated animals here. So you can't say that about necessarily all of them.
They do.
But
Yeah.
the meerkats, for sure, and they did a fantastic job as well with the rhinos.
Yep. Absolutely.
And they nailed the plants. Absolutely nailed the plants in this pack.
Yeah, good range of foliage, which is always nice to see. And I think the one criticism that a lot of the content creators had about the Southeast Asia pack was like the animals, like they can look as cute as they can possibly look, but we need our pieces in order to have that versatility, in order to build things like Terra Nova, or even in your own your own content creator zoos that all of you have. So it's nice to see that we're getting a pack that has this versatility in the pieces and everything that you can do, and all the magnificent creations that you can make with them, in conjunction with everything that we've gotten to date as part of the base game and the DLCs. So as we're moving around here, Basic and Bold are going to take us, I think, above Nick's beautiful map, and we're going to check out the amazing skyline of Terra Nova. And I believe there is a new building.
There is.
Oh. Well, what do we have here? Bold, what did
It's very dark and angular.
Dark.
You know they're evil. You just know they're evil.
Everything is white and curvy, and then there's just this dark and angular building.
Like it looks beautiful, honestly. When you showed off the concept art as to what it is you were going for, is like, if you could pull that off, it would look amazing. And there you have it, the NovaGen laboratory and museum, which looks absolutely beautiful. Bolt sent some of us like a night sort of dust shot of the build, and with that glow, it looks absolutely gorgeous. She really nailed it, just like our other creators. They really bring it for this series, which I appreciate it, and I know the other builders appreciate as well. Like, just look at that. That's honestly, Bold, you did a fantastic job. Let's if
Thanks.
you don't
I
mind,
realized how much I didn't know about geometry when I made this.
and now are you an expert?
Based off
Sure.
the building. Based off the building, yes, I would say yes.
So one of the things that I do love, especially about working or being part of this team, even though I really am not doing that much, like in the grand scheme of things, as part of the Terra Nova crew, but I love the interplay and the dynamic between all of the builders. So Bold, don't give me verbatim, you could just paraphrase it, but what did Poison Blade tell you when you asked if you could build in his white zone?
Well, there was some very creative threats of death if I touched in the white zone.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so all right, so we're now here in front of the beautiful and very architecturally sound NovaGen laboratory and museum. This is both a creation for this week. In addition to working on the interior of Nick's dome and doing some odds and ends, this is her beautiful creation. Bold, what was your inspiration for the entrance, specifically the bit of a tilt sort of structure leading to the tower?
So the bottom was just, I needed something bigger at the bottom that looked interesting, and then the tower it's in the background of a Star Trek movie, and it's a really cool geometric triangle shaped tower that I just wanted to make.
So official Bold as a Trekkie?
Yeah, and also this tower was the most painful thing. It went through about 50 different iterations of me not understanding geometry until I landed on this shape.
I mean, the finished product looks fantastic. Basic, what do you think?
Yeah. I'm glad it wasn't me.
I thought he was going to jokingly say that he's like, I'm unimpressed.
It's okay. No, I'm just joking. No, this is awesome. I think out of all the people that stand out, out of all the people that build with these odd shapes, Zekin would probably be the most impressed, I believe.
Yeah, he's very abstract as far as the architecture that he uses for a lot of his indoor spaces and stuff. Yeah, it's very very interesting thought. Basic. So as you could see, Bolts grabbed the planters from Poison Blade's build, and now we're gonna head slowly into the beautiful stairway slant entranceway thing here through these doors, which as you can see are automatic, but not for us because we don't have the password. And so we actually to stop recording to ensure that all of Bold's billboards, custom billboards were in, and as we will tour around together. These billboards are fantastic. So we're starting here in the lobby. You can see the elevators are just to the left. I believe there's an up and down elevator into the tower. The chandelier, I believe Bold said, confirmed that's a chandelier from the Steam Workshop.
Yeah, it is.
Beautiful. Whoever had designed that, and Bold will put a link, did a fantastic job. So from this very airy open space, this is a museum portion of NovaGen. So as we tour here to the right past the entrance foyer, I guess, you're gonna see a number of things. So you of course have the bathrooms to the left. Everyone needs a good washroom or bathroom or whatever you want to call it.
You're going through it backwards. You gotta go to the left.
We definitely went through it the Canadian way. If you hadn't noticed, Basic is the one controlling.
It's in chronological order, so you do have to do it in the right way.
Okay. So, all right. So we're now on the left-hand side, which is the intro. So a new home. And the way that I believe all of these billboards have been utilized is sort of depicting information and sort of the research that had gone into how it is that these Terra Nova colonists have got here. So, Bold, I don't know that you want to spend time on all the billboards, but what was your philosophy with how you put them together and sort of illustrating a story for us all?
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of tell the story of Terra Nova, so it kind of starts with this search for the new home and why they were looking for a new place to colonize, and then it kind of goes from there to the rovers on Mars, to how do we got people there, how the colony built, so on and so forth.
So you can see, Bold, were you taking any inspiration from like any actual museums as far as like how you depicted this layout?
Hamster died.
So
I think it's just a pretty standard museum layout, where they would put up like temporary walls. Like I know that our Royal Alberta Museum does this, where they have like a giant exhibit hall, and then they put up temporary walls to kind of walk you through a path, so that the storyline, that if they have a story they want to tell, sort of a thing.
So
Pretty
it seems
standard stuff, I think.
It seems to me like, and maybe this is just the takeaway from like any museum, but it seems to me, and it's been a while since I've been there, that I'm getting very like Smithsonian, like a modern age Smithsonian sort of vibe, like the Air and Space Museum, things like that, where like what it should maybe is, or what I recall it being. I've been there, last time I was there was like 10 years ago. Maybe that's just coincidental because every museum seems to be a bit of the same.
My hamster is alive again.
So we're just going to continue on in Bold. I guess you'll have to just maybe put in some of your answers as we go.
Yeah, it'll be fine. And if it's not, then we'll just live stream the tour.
No problem. No problem at all. So as we go through here, you see the rover, which we just passed, which was on display. Just to our right there, we have some of the spacesuits, suiting up, which is really cool. Of course, then we have our amazing Fred, our pristine Fred, which I would say would be OG Fred. That's been now safekeeping for all times. I'm sure Poison Blade's going to try and steal this, but he cannot. He does not know the code. So as you can see, you have the billboards, in conjunction a lot of the time with artifacts or some sort of memento, which I think really, Bold, I think you did a fantastic job. Like, it really adds to the flair of what, like, I think a lot of us imagine as like, a good quality museum.
Yeah, you like to have something to read while you're looking at stuff. At least I do when I go to museums, and zoos and museums are kind of our thing in our family. So, yeah.
Well, there you go. Basic, what are you taking away from this tour through Bold's museum? This is the first time you and I are getting a chance to view it.
It's telling the story of where the colony actually started when we first started building this. We started out with, hey, we're on Mars and the Mars rover, and then we talked about the suits that the astronauts that would be wearing, and then Poison Blade created Fred, and so it's really going along with our current the series so far of how we've been building.
Yeah, no, agreed. But the question is, did Poison Blade create Fred, or did Fred create Poison Blade?
There's no telling.
It's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg?
That's true.
The cyborg or the crazy content creator? And I mean, no disrespect to Poison Blade. I'm sure he'll be watching this with us. So we're continuing on with our tour here. So you could see, building Terra Nova, how the colony was raised basically from the ground up. There's another one of our robots, our building bot, which I believe his name is Jeff, if I'm not mistaken, the builder bot.
I can't remember.
It's highly possible. I've created a lot of crazy names for a lot of crazy robots in this series.
I'm not gonna tell you how long it took me to find where on this robot the steam comes from, so that it wouldn't steam in the museum.
Is it up the butt?
Oh, it's like buried, like in amongst all of those tiny little pieces.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're having way too much fun. We're having way too much fun. Okay.
All right.
So now we're coming to this amazing view here, which is basically an entire glass-walled panel looking out onto a lot of, well, to the left here you see the city center, which is a great view. But like straight out in front of us, it's pure like open vastness. It's a great view. Basic, what are your thoughts? Like, that looks amazing.
I'll take a house on top of the hill, please.
Yeah,
just secluded.
So either your house or that crazy octopus structure that's one of our content creators built. No names.
No names. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's an awesome view.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's keep going here, and as you can see, yeah. So we're.
No. Sorry, Bold.
You missed one. Fix it.
I'm-
Jeez, what are you good for?
Let me put this in here.
This one is the I think the floor plan.
Yeah, it is. Sorry,
So
guys. We got it.
No worries. No, it's okay. I mean, it's not that late for me. It's Friday night, right? Let's just go back and come up to it again.
Okay.
I know we're recording. I'm sure Bold will take care of all this amazing editing. Okay,
There we go.
So,
All right.
okay. 3, 2, 1. So as we continue the tour along this beautiful glass sidewall here, we come up to another visual for our guests, and as you can see, the dormitory pods. And one of the awesome things, I don't know if you can fully grasp the depth and the artistic flair of these custom billboards, but Bold went so far as to make like these little floor plans. If we zoom up just a little bit to the custom billboard, there's a little floor plan of what the pod looked like inside. And how our initial colonists live, which I find like just like a nice little homey, cozy touch, like on this vast Mars. Our colonists had a home, and you can sort of see just a little bit of it, even though I don't believe there's much of an interior of the pods. You can see what it would look like as far as to our guests that would have would not have that access to go inside anyways. So that's a really nice touch. As we continue, you get to see Earth in conjunction with the size of Mars.
That's pretty impressive there. Very nice.
Very good scaling. I'm very impressed.
Yep. Okie dokie.
And
great.
I love the Terra Nova sign. That tall sign there. Our logo.
Yep.
It's very like a very open warehousey vibe. I don't know if you get that as well.
The details, like just with like the air ducts and the lights, actually, I really like those. So very nice.
There's even like vents on the walls and outlets.
Oh, I see. Yeah, right there. Yep. Very cool. So
Amazing.
do we go straight or to the left?
Either way. So to the right side is like the nature, and then on the left side is computers talking about the future of Terra Nova.
Okay.
Very
start,
cool.
We'll start over here.
So as Bolton mentioned, so this is some of like the nature found on Mars. So some rock, and of course there's the corresponding billboards, which I think is awesome. And I believe just to the right of that is they're stalagmites and stalagmites and stalactites?
I think so.
Something like that, yeah. And
Something
then
like that.
the black rock is actually a piece of that meteor that's hit the ground.
Ooh.
Oh. Nice.
That's just awesome, and I love like the poles holding up the whichever stalagmite or stalactite is the one on the top. I just love how like the like it's not just floating like in air. Like there's actually like something there, as if it was like, you know, real life. Like something would have to support it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Very nice touch. Do we have something behind us as well?
So mining on Mars. What will we find?
Nice.
Who knows? And I believe there's something as well inside of the little case there.
Yeah.
It's just a rock.
It's fancy rock.
Fancy. All right.
It's space rock.
There was an article that had come out that when companies are finally allowed to, like in real life, like when companies are finally allowed to mine on Mars, the Martian soil will become the most expensive mineral or material on Earth, something like that. So there you go. Thought that was very interesting.
There you go.
This is cool.
So we
I
have yeah. So I understand that these are like computers that are sort of providing you a different information depending on which board you're looking at. So we have some communication stuff, which to me looks very like Minority Report, very cool, very sci-fi. And then we have the chart of cosmic exploration, which is just beautiful. You could see our entire solar system. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Pluto is there. Is that a planet? Is it not a planet? Who the heck knows?
Depends what generation you are.
Let the arguments
To us,
continue.
it's a planet. To P-Blade, it's not.
True. We are, as he calls us, what does he call us? Ancient dinosaurs? I don't know. Something like that. And then, of course, this is like, I would imagine, the genetic evolution. Something to that nature?
Yeah, so this one would talk about the genetic stuff that NovaGen is up to.
And they appear good, but are they good? Oh, we may never know. We may find out at some point in the future. And we'll tell.
You'll have to keep watching.
And then here we have a little theater, which is awesome. You see the
cool.
speakers. I see the vent, one of the vents on the right there.
Oh yeah.
So this video would show.
It's like a little presentation area where they would watch movies or whatever.
So this is the terraforming of the Martian atmosphere, and I guess how it came to be over time, which is very cool. I would love to sit in this theater with like a nice like $20 beverage or whatever the cost would be of even if food was allowed. It might not be allowed in this museum. I don't know what curator Bold would say about that.
Well, hold on. Okay.
So from this theater, we take our thoughts here to virtual reality type of experience where our guests would enter into the that white floor, I guess the pod, and they would be immersed in this very panoramic terraforming of Mars experience, which I think is amazing. Bold, this is like super creative for like this, like curving the structure and sort of how you wrapped it around. That's like awesome.
Yeah, 0 out of 10. Would not recommend anyone try to do it. It's awful.
However, I think this may be the best use of billboards I've seen in the game so far.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Hands down.
You.
I think people are going to request that you do it for them, and she is exclusive to Terra Nova. So sorry guys.
All right.
Bolt's not home. She can't help you. So from our virtual reality experience, our panoramic tour of the Martian atmosphere, we basically end our museum tour and back at the front, going the correct way this time. If you go just to the left, which we won't go up because we're not allowed to. It's strictly forbidden for any guests. We have the NovaGen towers. You can see the elevators. It's strict access only. Not even Basic or myself are allowed up there, so we can't actually show that to you. Just Bold. So Bold's told us. Bold told us we're not allowed.
Going on up there.
Yeah. So we're not. We're gonna respect. The wishes from the CEO of NovaGen, and not attempt to circumvent the access codes. So yeah, so that is pretty much the end of the NovaGen tour. We hope you enjoyed your stay. As we go out here of the museum and laboratory once more and take a bit of an aerial shot of Bold's build, it looks absolutely amazing. And you could see there's a ton of amazing geometric work as we go around her structure that was put into creating those amazing, I would call them, is it hexadecimal? What would you consider that? What's that shape? Well, do you know the name for it?
Horrible. That's the name.
Horrible. So
giant pain in the ass. That's what that is.
I was gonna say pain in my best Poison Blade voice. Pain.
It looks amazing.
All I could think the whole time I was building it.
It's there's no words to really describe. I mean, if you know what that shape is in the comments, by all means let us know, because I guess none of us are very good at math and geometry. But it's just very interesting, as I said at the beginning, the different styles that our builders are taking and where they're taking inspiration from. And Bold creating this very unique but wonderful looking, evil almost, evil depicting structure from this private entity that's moved themselves into Terra Nova. And we will certainly, keep that storyline going for you, whether there's positives or negatives as far as what NovaGen will be up to. Anyways, Basic, what do you think of Bold builds overall?
Just excellent. She killed it, really and truly. She just knocked it out of the park. So good job, Bold.
Thanks.
And I want to give extra props to Bold this week because, like all of you, and I'm only recommending, and I'm not going to stress it, but Bold got her second COVID vaccination, and I would highly recommend everybody get it as soon as you're able to. She was building even after getting the vaccination, which I know can derail people for a day or a few days, and so I really appreciate Bold sticking through it and coming up with this beautiful creation. So without
it was a fever dream because I was very, very ill.
Fever dream, there you go. And yet I feel like every Bold build should be a fever dream because we get crazy amazing stuff like this. So without further ado, I just want to thank everyone for coming along on this journey this week with us, touring Terra Nova to date, checking out all of Bold's amazing updates to the Terra Nova colony, as well as her creation of the NovaGen company, the NovaGen Tower, the laboratory and museum. And with that, I want to say goodbye to you all. Please give all of our builders likes on their videos for their main Planet Zoo content, for their Terra Nova content. Subscribe to all of them. They're all wonderful builders, great people, and like this video and all of our videos if you liked it. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Basic, thank you so much for being here at this hour, guiding us on this tour.
Oh, no problem, man. This was fun. So.
And Bold, I know your internet wasn't always so cooperative this evening, but thank you so much for working through your fever dream and building this very amazing looking creation, and as well as cleaning up some of Terra Nova's map and doing that awesome interior in Nick's Africa Zoo, Africa Dome.
It was my pleasure. It was really fun.